On this episode of Pimp My Setup, I'm going to be talking about your setups you submitted for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more. So if you're interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts now.
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly with new special guests every week. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pimp My Setup, episode number 139. Recorded live on September 22nd, 2016. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly. And yes, it's another solo show. As I said, majority will be solo, and I will try my best to combine 2 episodes into one. I've had an insanely busy week, and normally I just say that, I'm just making it up. But for once, I actually have not had time to literally do this. So because of that, there's only 8 setups today. Get over it. Next episode, we either have 16 or it will have a co-host. And, obviously whenever I do the show with a co-host, you're like, damn it, I like it more when you're alone. And then when I do it alone, they're like, where's the co-host? So I can never make anybody happy. And at the end of the day, I don't really care. So you watch it, you don't. It is what it is. So if you enjoy the show, thank you. Drop a like. If not, then what are you going to do about it? Okay, let's get into the first set of the day, submitted by Joey. Joey is 15. This desk is custom built by himself and his father. He's a tech YouTuber, graphic designer, and you could find all of his information at jjthc.com. Yeah. That's something special. So, I really thought at first glance that this was an awesome setup. Now, very contrasty photo. It really dims out the underside of the desk. We're not really able to paint the picture there, but luckily he did include that third photo that, it probably would have been better had he just, not shown that, but I need to give props to him for having the balls to do that, because some people will just hide their cables for the photo, and it is what it is. But here, it's something. It's he's got the cutout for the outlet, which I think is nice. Congratulations on doing that. And he's got the grommet and everything like that, and the little shelf piece. But knowing that this is a custom built desk, I would have liked to seen something specific towards cable management. It's okay if you don't want to wrap up the cables in Velcro or zip ties or anything like that. As long as it's put into a specific area and hidden from view, it's better than nothing. So I think building, getting an extra piece of wood that would have just covered up this part right here would have been perfect. Yeah, it would have taken away in some of your legroom, but does that really matter? No, because your feet are already in that section. So that's one thing I, didn't really enjoy about this setup. Now, the other thing is his speakers are insanely big. And because of that, they're not terrible, but look at where the mouse is in comparison to that speaker. His hand's going to be hitting that thing. It just seems like a bit of a poor choice there. And it all comes down to the size of those speakers. Now, the other thing, you have your MacBook there. Obviously, that's what you're utilizing to get this set up on, all powered up and everything. And it just doesn't look like it's at the best spot possible. Again, too much on the desk, not a great spot for the MacBook. Even though you're plugging it into a monitor, you still want to have that usability to take it on the go. You still want to be able to open it up if, you ever had to. I would like to see it on a docking station of sorts and just kind of clean up the desktop a little. It's got a lot of cool things on there. You have that little desk organizer and everything like that. But I do think it needs a little bit of help with getting things, off there, cleaning it up, utilizing it a little bit more to make it usable, And then the walls itself, I love the molding, I love all that stuff, but the problem is still that it's just a little too empty, not a lot going on there. I get it, that's a custom made thing on your wall. Very cool. I do like when things are custom, and I give you props for doing all this at 15, but it definitely comes down to another point that I'll say again, is just lacking a little bit in the theme department. I say it all the time, but yeah, nonetheless, an awesome setup for your age. A few things to fix, but once you do it, you'll have a great score. So there you go. Now let's go to the next setup. Next setup of the day, submitted by Jonas, not the Jonas Brothers, just Jonas. And let's see, he literally all he told me is I kind of want an ultra wide. So, okay, Jonas. He's 17. So that's interesting. Yeah, so taking a look at this, I definitely think it's an interesting setup. We only have this one photo. There's not a lot to like paint the picture of what's going on, but it's not awful. One thing I am not a big fan of is when people remove the stands of their monitors and then just lay it flat. Don't you think it looks weird, Tom?
Looks really weird.
Yeah, I'm not.
They're not the same size too, so it's uneven.
Yeah, it's just weird. And like, I get it. You got a monitorizer. Congratulations. You want a high five? Cool. But it doesn't look the best, and I would like to see it stay on the stand. You know, if they were two of the same ones, not the end of the world. It wouldn't look awful, but definitely the mismatching size plays a factor in that. You know, and the speakers, yeah, it's not awful, but things like the PC. Did you really need the PC on there? Is it life or death? You don't even have LEDs going on in there. It just doesn't seem like something you need to do. So I would like to see that PC put on the floor. Center yourself with that desk. Be careful because that desk will warp, and does it look like it's warping? Yeah, that's okay. So I had the same desk in my shed. People still want it from me. There's paint on it and everything. They're like, still give it to me. But no, when it warps, that's no bueno. This thing can snap, and everything on that desktop will just be dropped to the floor. And that means it could break, whatever the case may be. Regardless, you don't want things dropping. So I definitely think you need to reinforce that with another leg. If anything, you have to buy a new tabletop and hope for the best. But if it's not too late, you can still reinforce it in the middle and you'll be set. Now, he's got the artwork on the wall. Very nice. I think that's good because it will, get you some points in the theme. He's got Star Wars. It flows through. He's got the red. I thought that was pretty nice. Red, white, black. That seems to be, what he's working with here. So, microphone, accessories, things like that. It's nice. Wiring management, definitely blech. But, it's not awful. I mean, I don't see Tom throwing up yet. So, yeah, when he starts throwing up, that's when you know your cable management. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. But, yeah, it is a nice setup. But we're critiquing things here. And I definitely think, headphone stand would be great, blah, blah, blah. But, progress, definitely, it's good. And you have a lot to do still. So, yeah. All right, next set of the day submitted by Rilay. I don't know. I was going to say Riley, but it's Rilay, right? Rilay, my dude. Anyways, he's 14. And let's see. He's a YouTuber. He enjoys motion design. And again, if anybody ever sends me their YouTube link, I will include it. So if I say YouTuber and I don't say their link, it's because they didn't provide it. So, it is what it is. But yeah, so with this setup, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I mean, it's a dope setup with all the foam on the wall, all his peripherals, and, he's got his dope-ass PS4. It's all wrapped and stuff. It looks real nice. But, rip your crotch? I mean, I don't get it. I don't know why this is... the only reason why I think he put himself there is because his monitors would not fit on the left or right had he centered himself to that desk. So I guess maybe because of that, he's like, the only way I could usually trip a monitor is if I'm sitting here with my crotch getting just murdered. So I don't like that. Why is the PC there? Get rid of the PC, slide yourself over to that right side, and sit there. Sit in the damn middle of the desk, and you'll be fine. I don't understand the thought process behind this. And then that spot where that left monitor is for your triple monitor setup, that's where your console screen can go. That's where the console everything can go. That's your console section. The right side's your PC section. I mean, bro, you're rocking 4x3 side displays. You don't need them. So why are you sacrificing your crotch area to use 4x3 screens? It just doesn't make sense. It's not something I recommend, and I definitely think something needs to be done about that. Wire management, all that stuff, very cool. But where's the far back photo? How can I see what else is going on here? Because of that, kind of leaves me wondering, and wondering's not really good. It's better to just kind of tell the whole story. But Rilay, you got this. Rilay, that's like Rilo Brown or whatever. What's Cleveland Brown? Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, damn. All right, let's go on to the next item. Next item of the day, submitted by Travis. Travis is 26 years old, and he plans to build his first PC soon. So, all right, I love this setup, and I love it for a lot of reasons, because breaking it down by category, it makes sense. You know what I mean? It really makes sense. So first things first, we got that black and white contrasty theme going through with little pops of color. We see Deadpool. We got some red going through some little RC cars and stuff like that. So like it's black and white mainly with a little pop of red, which I thought was really, really cool. He's got the Pulp Fiction thing. Yeah, you can frame it. Do you have to? No. I know some people prefer it when it's not framed, but still, I like it. The switches, I thought the switches were really odd, how they're right there in the middle. Tom, middle, up, you know, light switches. Yeah, you were thinking keyboard switches, but like literally light switches. One's off, one's on. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I would take the plates off and just paint it white. I mean, it looks weird that it's like that. And I don't know what electrician was like, this is where we're going to put them. We'll put them right here. I don't even know what it's for. I guess, whatever. Yeah, so I definitely thought that was interesting. Along with the outlet on the bottom, that's also beige. I would paint that. Little things to really take it to the next level. And I know you're willing to do that because that cable that's going into the outlet, it's like attached to the wall very, very nicely. Your cable management is outstanding. And because of that, those little, you know, painting the plates is really going to make a big difference. And I truly believe that. As far as usability, look at the speaker placement, look at the peripheral placement, look at all that. Very, very nice. Out of sight, out of mind. Not that he got a terrible score, but things that I would recommend is like maybe possibly getting something that can go on the bottom left side or something to that extent that can hold the Xbox so it's not taking up too much desk space. But again, not that big of a deal. It's still a very usable setup, and that's what I like. He was able to put a lot on his desk while still having breathing room, and it's not like he's in a confined space where he's not going to be able to really utilize his setup. So, you know, overall, I think it's great. He's got the headphone holder. He's got all the things that he would need to really, 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 really utilize this setup to its full potential. And building a gaming PC is going to be awesome. It is going to be a little bit tricky because it looks like you don't have the best, like, you know, open room for where you're going to put the PC. You can put it on the floor, but if you get some for the Xbox, it's going to be sort of an issue. I don't know. Very interesting to see how you're going to use, you know, fit in a PC there, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. Favorite setup of the day by far. And yeah, good stuff. So, all right. Let's go to the next setup. Next setup of the day, submitted by Gregor. Gregor is 18. He is using this setup for gaming and homework. Yeah, there's two photos here. There's that and the other one. So I'm going to look at the closer one to start off because with this, it kind of paints the photo of, get it? Because it is a photo. Okay, well, wire management, not awful. You know, I would like to see the one cable go behind the monitor stand, blah, blah, blah. But he's got the headphone cable, and that's really it. Everything else is hidden, and it's not that hard to hide with this desk, so good job with that. Speakers, you don't need the rear speakers there. That's not how that works. I think the whole rear part of the speaker makes sense, like it's rear, it's meant to be behind you. But yeah, I mean, if you think that like sounds better for your ear holes, then okay, well, congratulations, you did it. But I think that this comes down to a few things. It's not necessarily what he has in terms of peripherals, you know, accessories, things like that. I think that whole part of it's cool. I think the desk looks old, and although it has a lot of room, I think that it's like the left side, the open shelf thing makes it look messy. I don't know, do you agree with that, Tom?
I can see that, yeah, it's clumped.
Yeah, so it's like we see all of it, and then, I don't know, like, it's not awful. I guess maybe I was expecting a black desk for what he's working with, but not the end of the world. And I think the other thing that really throws me off here is all the stuff that he has on the wall. I mean, that's dope, that Call of Duty thing. If you're a huge fan, it's like a huge ass poster. Awesome, but I think the walls are just completely random, way too full. And someone just said in the chat that they actually agree that it looks like there's a third monitor on that right side. Yeah, and it's like, you have to do a quick double take because you're like, wait a second, that's just the rest of that poster. So I definitely thought that was weird. I'm confused with that. Someone else just brought up a good point. What's with two mouse mats that he has? Interesting. I don't know what's going on with that as well. I don't know. I don't like what's going on the wall. I don't like the overall atmosphere. I think that a lot of it needs to be tinkered with until he kind of finds, you know, something that makes sense. I mean, he's got the green on the wall. He's got the green LEDs, but like, where's the rest of that green theme? It's just wall and lights. There's really nothing else other than like, you know, razor, but that's just the default color. But I don't know. I would just like to see the evolution of this setup, to say the least. So, all right, let's go to the next setup. Now, this next setup is very, very, very cool. Submitted by Mark. Another custom-built desk here. He's a casual gamer, but he also uses this setup to relax, watch movies, and do schoolwork. The superhero canvases are custom. Look at that. You see that on the right side over there? That's cool. And they're nice. They're not like, you know, like I don't have to lie and say like, dude, great job doing it by yourself. But like, no, really, great job. I think it looks dope. So yeah, this is interesting. He's 19. I don't know if I said that. 19 years old. Wire management, from what we can see on the underside in the next photo, is really good. Yeah, if you look at it right there, it's really, really nice. Not anything, you know, going down on the floor, blah, blah, blah. So I think that's a big plus. The left side of the desk, perfect. I mean, he said that he likes to do school. Well, I don't think he likes to do it, but he has to do schoolwork. And he's got his notebook. He's got a laptop. Boom, done. Calculator too. I mean, he's got a calculator, guys. So that side of it's all situated and good. So I like that. But going back to the first photo, looking at that one part of the desk, that's where I had a little bit of an issue. I think it's really just a TV on the left side. It's too big and it looks out of place because it is in such a tight, cramped spot. I don't know, Tom, would you agree with that?
I would agree. Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. And then it's like he's got this little ass monitor straight center. Nothing wrong with that, but it just makes that TV look even more out of place. So I thought that was a little bit, I don't know. And if anything, I would expect that PC to be where the TV is, and then like the TV would just be mounted above, or it would be the primary display, and then that smaller one could be kind of like, you know, above as well, wherever, you know, he thought would make more sense. So I think that's a little bit weird. Does that mean it's the end of the world? No, it still fits. It's still usable. It is what it is. Now, with this, the walls are a bit cramped. It's hard to see. I mean, he's got like, I don't know what those metals are for. If it's like, it looks like some like, from far away, it looks like a lollipop attached to like a ribbon. So I don't know what he's doing there, but it's like colorful. So maybe, I don't know. I'm not. No, I was about to say something. That's not fun. It might. Yeah. Maybe he's Flash and he's running some relays and shit. I don't know. But yeah. So I think that the shelving above is really cool, and I think that it's not overwhelming, but maybe with the way your setup is, it would make more sense to put the TV dead center, put the smaller one above tilted down, and then have the shelves relocated, and then, you know, I don't know. It's nice. It definitely works, but it's I don't know. I feel like maybe because of the wool color and there's no like set theme, because we see he has a lot of superhero things, but where's like it needs to go through the desk, it needs to go through the walls, it needs to be spread even. It's just an interesting setup, and I thought that it is nice, but it's just like a lot of cool things, but adding them up together, it's not like, oh my god, it's badass. It's just like, I like it, but I like to separate things more, if that makes sense. Anyways, let's go to the next setup. Next setup submitted by Eric, who's 20 years old, and he was really, I mean, honestly, and I usually don't say this, but I think he's a dick. Tom's just like, oh, okay. The reason I say that is because, first off, he submitted to the show Pimp My Setup looking, well, I mean, the idea behind Pimp My Setup is people that don't think they have the best setup ever, or just think that they want to improve their setup, are going to look for feedback. They're like, hi, I like my setup, but what can I do to make it better? Eric said, I'm not looking for improvements. I just want to show off. And then in his follow-up updated, because again, this is an updated photo, he said, I'm pissed at how long it's taken to get on the show. So Eric, who's a dick, has this setup, and he's looking to show off. I don't know what he's trying to show off, because it's a shitty setup, and he should be embarrassed to show this off with the intent of being like, look at me, I'm the best ever. Ah, God, no, it's bad, Eric. It's not that good. And I'm not just going to say it that it's bad and not explain why. Of course I'm going to explain why. So take a look at this. This is, first off, wire management is just a shit show. We got cables going left and right, coming out of the PC like crazy, laying on the floor. not good. He's got dildo speakers, and one of which is hidden behind his secondary display. What? I'm sorry. I thought you were showing off. I can't even see your second speaker, buddy. How do you listen to music? Or are you deaf in one ear? That could also be a thing. I don't know. Like everything he's got going on here is just very confusing. If you're sitting dead center, the monitor arrangement's just stupid. It needs to be touching at least. The placement of your peripherals also doesn't seem to make any sense.
Any vapes?
Any vapes? Oh shit! He vapes. Oh. If I had known he vapes, I probably would not have even put him on the show because I'm intimidated by vapors. Is that like, do they call them vapors? Anyways, yeah, I think that this setup is almost as just, I'm trying to think of the nice way to say it because I'm not usually that awful. But the thing is that what you're using to put your PC on is an old ass piece of furniture. And nothing about that says, damn, he's cool. But then I saw that you vape, and I think you're pretty damn cool now. I mean, I don't know. I can't hate. You vape, dude. Like, yeah. Anyways.
He's a vapist.
Yeah, I mean, right now the chat seems to agree that it's just not anything to be proud of, especially with all the shit on the floor that we can see, and your lack of cable management and lack of just good judgment in general. And, yeah, I definitely think you need to reevaluate your life and stop being a dick. Okay, so, anyways, though, yeah, and someone else said like, "What's with the second keyboard?" Yeah, I wish I knew too. The second keyboard over by the PC. Yeah, what's with that?
Yeah, but that's the better keyboard. So you that one.
Yeah, because he probably spilt vape juice all over. He's like, damn. Yeah, really though. Eric, you're a dick. So have a good one. All right, final setup of the day submitted by Andy, who's also 20 years old. And guess what? First off, he's not a dick, and his setup is actually something to be proud of. So yeah, I like that. Anyways, Andy, he's a service engineer. This is his setup for gaming and just doing what he does. And damn, I mean, there's so much about it that I really, really, really like. And thinking of things I don't like, this is what's exciting. It's hard to find things that I don't like. I love the wall color. I love the contrast. I love the frames for the Assassin's Creed artwork. That's above. I almost said a blove. That's not a word. Speaker placement, I think it's revolutionary because he did not cover his secondary speaker, much like the last Eric 20-year-old person who was on the show. So I thought that was just insane. I gotta clap real quick. That's something. But you know, he's got that salt lamp, which means he's smart AF. He's got a dope ass ultra wide. He's got that really skinny plant, which means that he's probably smart because he knows the name of the plant. I don't know. Is that a beanstalk? Jack and the Beanstalk? I don't know. And then he's got, you know, the nice chair, clean room. Everything seems to be pretty nice. He's got that secondary desk that comes out on that IKEA desk with his Acer laptop, which I thought was really nice. I like when people really utilize that. And yeah, I just think it's a really awesome setup. It's straight to the point. It works. And it's hard to kind of come up with things that I don't like. I think it has... It's not that it has a wow factor necessarily. I think it has a very calming and modern feel to it. I don't know, Tom, would you agree with that?
I mean, it's hard to say. It's a nice setup, but I'm not going to be like, can I have this setup? Because like, I feel like there's more to be done in a way that...
Like what? What would you... What's the next step? Yeah, see, I put you in the hot seat. It's not that easy, huh?
I don't know, just...
I know what you mean. It's not 100, but it's...
But it's not like...
But you can't come up with what's next.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying... I didn't say it's like a wow factor, something you should have. I'm saying you look at it like this is out of a magazine.
Yeah.
With its like nice two-toned color, and it's got the little salt lamp, and it's got the galaxy wallpaper, and it's nice. And the frames, it's good. It works. It's nice. But again, it's not revolutionary in the sense that like I am going to shit myself every time I look at it. So, you know, headphone stand, mount, arm, something. That's something to do. The PC case, I would get one that looks dope ass supreme, like a freaking Fantex one that's got that insane glass, and it would just look crazy. But again, it's not awful. It's not perfect. It's pretty close to perfect. But yeah, okay. Anyways, all right, okay. Do you think I did a good job, Tom? No? Okay, cool. Thanks, Tom, for the support. Okay. All right, let's go to the scores. We got Joey with a 76, Jonas with an 82, Rilay with a 70, Travis with a 94, Gregor with a 64, Mark with an 84, Eric with a 0, go fuck yourself, and then Andy with a 92. Which I know some people will be like, but bro, Andy should have won that shit. But it is what it is, and that's all that it is. If you don't agree, then leave your feedback in the comments. And everybody leave a fun little comment about our boy Eric. And, don't forget, Vape Nation. Right? Okay. Anyways, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Pimp My Setup, episode number 139, recorded live on September 22nd, 2016. My name's Matt Philly, and don't forget, pimpmysetup.com/Q is the place to go and submit your setup. Okay. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the flippity flop. Vape Nation, bro.